So hello everyone, welcome to my second video of me explaining the speed art, or you might call it as a speed code because I code here. So yesterday I make a pure CSS image of the Nintendo Switch, as you might see on my Instagram profile or Twitter. If you follow me, and I will leave the description I will leave the link in the description below. So it was not that hard, to be honest, but I think the end result is quite cool. It's pretty cool. So here is me explaining my thought process and the decision I made and why did I choose to write that code and use that and instead of this. So I hope you enjoy the video and learn something out of it. And now just let's get into it. Alright, so the first thing I changed is the processor for each of them. I use HTML Park and CSS as CSS. And after that I use a Google image to find some image reference on Google's of the Nintendo Switch that I'm trying to make. And then after that I use colors, I still don't know how to pronounce that, to extract the colors from the reference that I'm using, which is the Nintendo. That's very good, saves a lot of time. And then after that I try to make the main body of the Switch. As you can see here, I'm trying to figure out what is the appropriate size for the main body, because I want to divide the main body into three parts, which is the left joy of the controller, which is the blue one, the screen, the main one, the main screen, and the right controller, which is the red one. After you can see after this that I figure out, there you can see the first controller has been made. I used to divide this using display grid on the main body, and then I just divide into, I don't know, maybe 1 fraction, 5 fraction for the screen, and then 1 fraction for the joystick. And then after, before I proceed into screens and stuff, I extract the color. I make variables for respective colors in hex codes so that it will be easier for me to use it later. And after that I proceed with the inner screen, and also I adjust the joy controller of the border radius of the joy controller, as you can see there, to make it more round. And after all that I Google the Nintendo Switch logo for the inside of the screen, and then I also use that to extract colors from it. And then after extracting colors, I start by making the left side of the logo, which is kind of similar like the joy controller of the blue one. I'm just calculating where should I position it, and also at this time I realized that I messed something up, which is the position should be absolute, not relative. And then after that I use another class to make a hole on the left side of the logo, if you can, as you will see after this. Here right now I use, instead of using just a regular border, I think I should use that, but instead I'm making another element to make it, and that's not really neat. After that I use I make the circle, the inner circle, the small circle inside of each logo. First one is white, and then the right one is just red in color. So in another video I will show you how did I animate this circle to move up and down. It was pretty easy. And then after the logo is done, I create the details inside the joy controller. First thing, here I changed the music because it was boring. And then the first thing I make is the joystick, the first controller one. On the blue one I make the joystick, which is a circle. I actually have messed up at this point, but I didn't realize it yet. So I'm just positioning it. It's quite, I have an instinct like, what is going on? It feels like this is not right. But then I just proceed on doing it because I think maybe that's just things that I don't know, so I just proceed doing it, but little did I know I have messed up. After creating the circle joystick, I move on into the D-pad, which also I messed up. I mean, this whole joystick detail is messed up. Also, I realized that I've like the D-pad I messed up like 2 times, because the first thing is I messed up the whole joystick thing, and the second one I didn't use container, which is make it a lot easier to move around and size it accordingly, but I just do it individually, which make it a little bit tedious. I'm really struggling at this point. Not really, but I didn't realize it, how messed up it was. Not really messed up. And then after the left one is done, I proceed with the right one, as you can see now, the top of it. And then after the D-pad is done, I proceed with the small circle and squares for right and the left controller, joy controller, I don't know what it's called, the red and the blue thing. I am still messed up because, you know, I should have make the joystick, everything is relative to the elements, not the whole thing, which what I'm doing right now. And then the plus and minus sign, same thing, I still messed up. I still didn't realize it. The moment I realized it, it's like, oh my god, I just don't know what to say. But I just trying to have a look. This is where I realized I messed up, because as soon as I try to resize it, the screen, the all the details in the joystick just get out of the screen, and see, as you can see, it's totally messed up. It's not based on the joystick of the blue and the red one. It's based on like the whole screen, which is not the thing that I want. So after that, I realized that the messing up was I didn't put the position like on the blue and the red one inside it. I didn't put position relative. I think that's it. That's the only 2 lines of code that I'm missing that mess this whole up. So yeah, after I realize it, I just proceed with fixing everything. It's not as tedious as when I did it with no relative position, but then it is easier because I've done something, so I know I just have to change the value, not doing everything from scratch. So after I realized that, I need to redo all the D-pad, the joystick, and the small circle and squares, the plus and minus sign, to make it better. But it was quite easy because, as I said, it's not from scratch. I didn't start from scratch. And after all is done and everything is just done, and it works. I mean, yeah, everything is done. This is the final product. As you can see here, it is at this point I just do it in like a static way. It's not responsive. When you resize the screen, the switch is just going to go over the screen, and you have to scroll from left to right to see the whole thing. But then I have made the adjustment of the code to make it more responsive. That was today, but this is not where I did it. So I will show you how did I make it responsive for it to work on mobile and any kind of screens. It makes it for a better user experience. I will link it in the description. The code, the source code, you can see it, but that's a responsive one. And I added some little animation of the logo, but that is for another video. So I think that's it from me for today. Thank you for watching, and I hope you like it. Leave a like, leave a comment if you have anything to ask. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.